Hi there, welcome. This is Dianne, out and about, one woman's opinion. I went to go see a movie in Downey tonight, Extraordinary Measures, with Brendan Fraser and Harrison Ford. And it was an amazing story about the extraordinary measures that people will go to when they have a purpose that is great enough. And this is kind of I wouldn't say it's heart-wrenching, but it's just astounding. The little storyline is this family has not one but two children with this disease that so far there's no cure for it. And the father finds out that there's a scientist who's on the trail of some kind of a cure for it, and who's played by Harrison Ford. And so he does what he can to get treatment for his children, ultimately. And it's just an amazing story about, and also on the heels of our Hope for Haiti concert that we just had here, and watching what people will do when they're connected to a cause that's greater than themselves. And I mean, I think it's just one of the greatest things to see people come together for certain things, when it's passion. You have a great purpose for things. Well, it also showed the not so lovely side about medicine and the corporate side, the business side, and if it's not profitable, even though they could cure people, they simply can't fund it. So that was another interesting thing. And the parts that were played, it was just really well cast. Harrison Ford's character was no big stretch for him. He was very good in it, but it wasn't an unusual character for him. He starts out as a surly scientist, and slowly his heart gets softened, but it takes a while in getting there. And he was a believable character. But I like Harrison Ford as an actor. I'll reserve my other comments for him personally, but as an actor, I do appreciate his style. And Brendan Fraser, I was thinking, that's Tarzan. Isn't that sad? People sometimes can't get out of their mode, but he was an awesome actor. He had a great scene where he, just how you would feel if that was your children going through that, going through some ordeal like that. The setting of it was in Oregon, and it said, Nebraska, Chicago, all these different places that people went to. But it was really filmed in Oregon and Los Angeles, I think, is what it said. And just beautiful. I mean, just so beautiful. And it reminded me about the necessary connection that we must cultivate with our Mother Earth, to be in beautiful places that are either, naturally that way, like the mountains or something, or even a man-made place that is simulated, like that, with a lake and trees and just beautiful things like that. It was just darling. And there are a few parts in there where, if you're sensitive to things like that, you may need a few tissues, so bring some just in case. But it's not, parts of it are sad, parts of it are really, really happy, but overall, because of the fact that this is based on a true story, it really is a compelling story, and the really, really great lengths that people go to care for their loved ones. So for that reason, I recommend it. Would kids go see it? Yeah, kids could see it. There are a couple of I think there are a couple of cuss words in it. It's rated PG-13 or something. But I wasn't offended by, they weren't gratuitous. I mean, they could have left them out, but it was like a non-issue for me, which, I don't usually appreciate cussing, but these were well placed and emphatic, and it was just nice. It was nice to see the character development. The mom of the kids were great. The kids were great. Great ending scene. So it leaves you feeling good. There's a little bit of, aftermath that they leave you with that makes you just really think, wow, that's amazing. The story alone of how, a nobody guy raises millions of dollars to help fund this that's just incredible. So But I think it's also a greater lesson to step back and say, you know what, with all this stuff, when you have a purpose, and this is big in the law of attraction thing, it doesn't matter how it's going to happen. You just have to know it's going to happen. And you have to get out of your own way and let the universe take over. You just get out of your own way and quit figuring out every step by step, because sometimes things are bigger than us and bigger than our little minds, and we have to allow things to just happen as we just let things take shape. We just never know. There's also a lot of the ego stuff going on. I remember when I used to watch ER, I hated that about the medical profession, the whole egos of the doctors, and there was some of that in there here too, and the egos of the CEOs and certain things. And I guess I just reached a point in my life where ego has no place, and that really bothers me when people let that get in the way of the greater good. When, just step aside from your ego. What does it matter if you can, if you can give your gifts to the world and save, do things that you can, why not do it? Why does it have to be this big battle? But so there's a little bit of that going on in there too. So I do hope that you enjoy it, and please leave me a comment if you go and see it on my recommendation, and I certainly appreciate your feedback. So Extraordinary Measures was an extraordinary story. I would say cinematographically, is that a word? Cinematography, how do I make that an adverb? I mean, it wasn't like, oh, this is such an incredible epic film. It wasn't that. It was a story that was the most compelling thing here. So on that alone, I do recommend it. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Diane from Downey, California, out.